Hey, it's Tom from Pack Hacker, and in this video, we're gonna be doing a detailed comparison of the North Face Borealis and the North Face Jester. If you wanna see more videos like this, please give it a thumbs up so we can keep helping you find the right gear. And let's get comparing. Okay, so we have the North Face Borealis on this side and the Jester on this side. I'm gonna walk you through and just do a little bit of comparison between these two bags. If you're trying to make a decision between them, I hope that this helps. So starting with the Borealis, the most obvious thing on both of these bags at first glance is the bungee system on the outside. So they're relatively similar, but the anchoring system is a little bit different. The Borealis connects in the middle here, and then the Jester just kind of crosses over. The Borealis, I would say, is a little bit, there's more to it. It's more robust. It's maybe a little more rugged for a couple different reasons, but starting off with this bungee system, you can see that it's a little bit more going on to it than on the Jester. The Jester has two adjustment points on the side here to where you can tighten it or loosen it however you see fit. Metal eyelets connect these into the bag. And then we've got metal eyelets and kind of a nylon material at the bottom on the sides here. And then at the bottom, we've got just a little loop that connects it here as well. Borealis is a little bit different. We've got metal eyelets, which are the same, plastic hardware in the middle to, connect these. And you can actually take these out. So you press this down and you can pull that out if you want for whatever reason. So you got a little bit more versatility and flex there. These side small loops have some reflective properties to them compared to the rest of the fabric on the bag at least. And then at the bottom here, you've got the primary area where you really can pull this down and crank it as you thread these through and tighten it up. So a little bit different there on how both of these work and they compress. There's also a bit of a grab handle here and reinforcement at the bottom of the Borealis just to add a little bit of gripability, if that's even a word. Okay, so the side water bottle pockets are next. And honestly, for me, it's a toss-up between these two. So I've got a Yeti Rambler here. This is the, I believe, 18 ounce, and I'm gonna throw it into the Jester. And you can see that that pretty much swallows up the entire bottle. Now, there's a little bit of stretch at the top here, but not a lot. And you can see there's relatively zero grip in that water bottle pocket. So I have, during testing, had water bottles slide out of this a couple times. So note that. Now on the Borealis, it's a little bit different. It's more shallow of a pocket. That's all the way down. And you can see we still have a lot of space on the top. If you want to see how much is on the Jester, just rewind the video quick and check that out. But there's actually, a mechanism here to tighten this down. So that helps a little bit with it falling out. It would slide right out of the Jester if I did that. Now, these bungee cords don't last forever, but at least for right now, it's holding that in nicely. Time will tell if this continues to hold up through usage, but in the past, when we've seen mechanisms like this, they can start to fray and stretch out and lose their stretchiness after some time. So this is like a kind of a weather resistant fabric. It feels like it's coated. And then the Jester, you just have mesh on the outside. So that's just something to note. What's nice about this too is if you also just wanted to put like a jacket on the outside and kind of hang it over on these three bungee spots, that's also an option. So in terms of external storage, you're gonna have more opportunities to store things externally with the Borealis than the Jester. And then each side have mirrored water bottle pockets. So each of these water bottle pockets are the same on each side. So let me just loosen that up. I've got to loosen this bag up a little bit. It's kind of in compressed mode at the moment. Okay, so let's move on to the harness systems. And again, you can just see we got some strap madness going on with the Borealis. That's mainly due to this bottom waist belt. So let's go one by one and compare these. First of all, on the Jester, it's kind of a flush sewing here at the top. So you don't get a lot of flexibility, but you get a little bit. Now, I really love this with the Borealis, that there is this nylon at the top. So you can really, I mean, crank this around and twist it. And what ends up happening is it's just a lot more comfortable, you know, depending on what you're wearing and your body type. So for me, at 6'2" and about 190, I really like this because it can get onto my shoulders nicely, and there's a little bit of flex. And also, like in the winter, if you're wearing this, like I tested the previous version of this in the winter, if you got a bulkier jacket, that's gonna more easily conform to how you want to wear it. If you have more stuff on the inside or less stuff, you just have a lot more flexibility. I found this harness system to be way more comfortable and superior to the Jester as I was testing it. In terms of the padding, here they're relatively similar. There's a good amount of foam density between the two, which I like, so definitely comfortable to wear. And then the back panels are similar too. Although the Jester is a little bit softer and a little more plush, the Borealis is dense, but it doesn't have that plush feel as much. It's a little more robust, a little more rugged. You know, comparatively speaking, they're generally pretty similar. There's a vent all the way down the bottom here on the Jester, and then you have a vent here and here on the sides of the Borealis. Neither of them offer mesh for added breathability, neither on the back panel or the back of the straps. I guess this is a little bit meshy, but it's mostly this pattern is like just kind of a ripstop pattern there that can help prevent rips if it gets bigger. Both of them have these toggles here on the front. Borealis is a little bit wider, a little bit larger, so you can hang things down on the carabiner clips or something like that if you'd like. I really like the Borealis's sternum strap adjustment system here, so you can pull that up and down. There's a little bit of grip to it too, so it kind of stays in place. And for the Jester, you've got this nice piece of gusseted fabric over the top, so it you know, maintains a clean look. But for the bottom, I mean, this slides around a lot more easily. And I'm just a bigger fan of the design of the Borealis personally. Both of these pieces of plastic hardware, well, this is ITW, and then this is Woojin here on the Jester. So both are pretty good pieces of plastic hardware. Borealis feels more robust. And then you have a safety whistle here on the Borealis. So let me just see if I can get that on the mic. Sorry if that was loud, but just wanted to show you that that's what that is. It's a safety whistle. Don't have that on the Jester. Again, being a little bit more outdoorsy, there's just, you know, more external access and more safety features like this small safety whistle. All right, and then at the bottom, we kind of have these two loops. This is where the North Face branding is here on the Jester. It's up here. Nice adjustable shoulder straps here. Neither of them have strap keepers. And then there is a loop down here at the bottom of the Jester. So attachment points at the bottom if you want to utilize them. Or I suppose if you did want to keep the straps, you could kind of thread them here. But usually there's like an elastic keeper that will hold these straps together, so you get rid of a bit of that dangle. And the Borealis is definitely hurting for it, especially when it comes to the waist strap, which is removable if you want it to be. You can, you know, take it off if you'd like. But you know, it's designed to be on here. So it's just gonna offer a little bit of stability. It's not gonna hold much of a load. There's no, you know, padding on the sides to help hold the load of the bag, which I think at 28 liters isn't necessary. However, if you're gonna be like running around with this thing or something, this stabilizer kind of waist strap definitely helps out with that. Although again, no strap keepers, so it's kind of flying all over the place. And then you can adjust the straps here as well. And then I just noticed down here at the bottom, I don't know if I covered this, but there is some mesh on the back of that Borealis water bottle pocket, and that's what gives it the stretch as well. Then there's some reinforced elastic here at the top. And then this bungee again helps lock in that water bottle. And then yeah, no hip belt or waist strap, I guess I would call it. I would call a hip belt something that holds load, but nothing on the Jester here. So just note that. Again, more robust exterior features on the Borealis. Alrighty, let's move on to the top here. So the Jester has two very padded top handles. There's a little bit more room here to grab, which I like. And these are nice if you want to like kind of open the bag and see what's going on inside. The Borealis offers a slightly wider, although thinner, but still comfortable top handle too. So you can kind of see between these two the differences there. Both comfortable to grab, both easy to carry, both nice to hang up. Just, you know, you get two with the Jester and one with the Borealis. All right, so let's move on to the inside of the bag, starting with the Jester on the front. And one big, probably my biggest gripe with the Jester compared to the Borealis, and one of the biggest reasons I just opt for a little bit more, I pay a little bit more for the Borealis, is because of the zipper quality. Borealis has nice, beefy YKK zippers at the top that are robust and good. Jester has mediocre SBS zippers. And the reason that I don't like or at least I think mediocre, and in testing I found that it was, the reason I don't like these SBS zippers is that it relatively easily pulls open with very little effort. And that's not great if you have a lot of weight up here in the front. This thing can kind of just flop open if you open it a little bit. Riding my bike on this thing, I did have it open up on me once, so I always stored the zippers on the side here. Now with the Borealis, you don't really run into that as much. It takes more to pull it open. These are YKK zippers. They're very big and they're robust. So I prefer the zippers on the Borealis. They're a little bit more structured. I have more confidence in them than I do on the Jester. But if you're just doing like day-to-day city stuff and you don't mind putting your zippers to the side, the Jester is going to be completely fine for you. So your mileage may vary, but I'd be remiss not to bring that up. All right, the Borealis has a front flap pocket, so again, more opportunity for pocketing here. And again, nice YKK zipper, a little bit of a paracord pull there, tied up, and it silences the jingle too when you have it go through like that, and you have this layer of paracord there. This opens up. It's a very nice and soft material on the inside. It feels like kind of like your favorite fleece or your favorite sweater. So nice anti-scratch pocket. If you want to put anything delicate in here, any tech items, sunglasses, anything like that will work well. Although it's a big pocket for just sunglasses. Some bags will just have a little bit of a smaller one. Jester keeps it really nice and clean on the front. Again, the logos, I like, it's like North Face without being too crazy. I really like the way the branding looks on these, and that's just my opinion. You know, it's up to you whether or not you like it. I can't really objectively say that it's good. But yeah, nice front pocket here, an option, good dimensionality as well. So if you have bulkier items, they're gonna be able to go in here quite nicely. I've just got a max size iPhone, so let me just put that at the bottom just so you can see the sizing there and get a bit of an idea for it at least. All right, close that up, and then I'll open up this front pocket here too. And again, I just, you know, I like the Borealis a little bit better for a couple different reasons. So I'm a fan of that it's just a little bit smaller, so it's not like a full horseshoe zip going on. And then we have mesh material on the Jester side here. Doesn't have a lot of stretch to it, but two pockets on the sides for smaller, flatter items, and then two pockets in the middle for pens, pencils, stylus, things of that nature. The Borealis is a little bit different, and we have a couple more layers here. So this front pocket is a similar mesh. Again, still no stretch to those pockets, but there's a tab here to pull that open a little bit more. And we have that same soft fleecy-like material on the left side here for this pocket. So let me, again, just stick the max size iPhone in here so you can get an idea of the sizing of each of these pockets. Good for like notebooks and flatter items like this or battery banks. But between the two, you know, I just prefer the Borealis. I think it gives you more options. And then this zipper up top here kind of gets blocked. And this is a problem with both of them. So if you have something taller, the zipper might get blocked. You've got a little bit more room if you go in these bottom mesh pockets with the iPhone, as you can see, but you can't put them in on this top part quite as easily if you have something that is a bit taller. Though it does go down to the bottom and it's flush, so you got a little bit more room here with the Borealis, which I appreciate. And then two pockets on the sides here. You know, you could put pen, pencil, stylus on this liner pocket. But it's a little bit wider too if you want to put in like maybe a Leatherman or something. Again, a little pocket knife. Again, more geared towards the outdoors here. And then we have this pocket that opens up. We have key clips in both that are similar between the two. Let me pull it out of here. Yeah, so pretty standard key clips, nothing too wild going on between those two. But it's a nice place to keep your keys. And then again with the Borealis, I like they've got this front pocket here. So if you want to stick in a larger notebook or a tablet, you can totally do that. You don't have the option here on the Jester. Now with both of these, you want to be mindful of how you pack. And again, I said flatter items work well on both of these because if you start trying to get bulky items, bulky items in this front pocket and then bulky items in this main area, bulky item here in this pocket, bulky item in the zippered area, bulky item behind, you really start to run into that, holy cow, like this is getting quite wide. But again, I just appreciate the North Face Borealis bag a little bit more in terms of that front panel organization. Let's get on to the main compartment now and compare both of these. So I'm going to close up this front pocket and we will open the main compartment as well. Again, horseshoe zip, which is nice. Why don't we quick compare these zipper pulls too? So on the Jester, we have this heat shrunk zipper with some bright kind of nylon webbing at the top, so very grabbable zipper. And then we have these hooks here on these YKK zippers for the Borealis. And these are nice if you're wearing gloves. You can easily get your finger through and kind of pull these open. These, I guess same thing, but it's not quite as open since there's no plastic reinforcement at the top. So again, Borealis geared more towards the outdoor. But let's open these horseshoe zippers. And yeah, basically just a giant main compartment area. And both of these bags have a little bit more space at the bottom since we do have a lot of that top part reserved for that organization I was just walking you through. Both of these go pretty deep, but I think the Jester goes a little bit deeper even on the bottom too. So if you have like packing cubes or a camera cube down there you can throw at the bottom, that's always great. And let me just let the Borealis breathe a little bit. So this can not only compress the bag down, so it's a little bit tighter to the body and a little bit of a slimmer profile on these compression straps, but you can also hold things at the bottom. So if you have like a yoga mat or a small maybe even like a small tent, you can throw that at the bottom and cinch it down. And here we have elastic keepers. So I really wish we had these elastic keepers on either of the backpack straps of both of these, but that's nice to manage that excess strap here. I'm really going to open these up just to give us some more space on the inside. So I'm going to show you here. You can see all the way down to the bottom of the Borealis. I'm going to open that up. It bows out a little bit at the bottom, so you got a tad bit more space. And then you've got just some reinforced fabric and liner, very light colored liner, easy to see everything going inside, even if it's black. And then on the Jester, that goes all the way down to the bottom too, but you can see that there's some ample space at the bottom. I like the liner of the Borealis a little bit better. I think it's the colorway we have too, but it's a little bit lighter. And it just feels slightly better in the hand. Like it feels like there's more going on. The Jester feels a little bit swishier. All right, and then on the back here, there's a nice elevated laptop compartment. So there's a false bottom. It prevents your laptop from smashing the ground if you set it down. And my 16-inch MacBook Pro fits just fine in here. There's a little pull tab here that you can pull open and slide your laptop in as well. Now the Borealis, there's nothing on the back here because it has a separate laptop compartment, which I prefer to a main compartment laptop sleeve. This has a very similar, those pulls. We got a robust YKK zipper on the back too. And then I've just got my 16-inch MacBook Pro here. So let me just show you that fits in there quite easily. And let me just quickly show you how it fits into the Jester. Relatively easy. Now, the one thing you kind of run into with this type of a design is you got to work with, if you have this main part full, you got to take stuff out. So if I had like a packing cube here, you got to take this out, move it to the side, and then pull this out. But with the separate laptop compartment, which I really, really dig, you don't have to do that. Now there's ample space at the bottom as well. So this is also a false bottom for the laptop, which I really appreciate. And then there is a slightly more structured back panel here. So this one on the Borealis, there's a bit of flex to it, but it feels more robust than the Jester, which is definitely a thinner back panel to it. And then there's a Velcroable toggle at the top here. So if you have a hydration pack, you can run it right through here as well. Run the hose right through there. And yeah, so that basically covers the primary comparison of these two. Maybe I'll just quick show you too the packing cubes that I can fit inside. So I've got 3 Heim Planet packing cubes here that I have relatively full. I can stick it into the Borealis quite easily. And I like that, you know, you can open this up. Again, you can see that the bottom part here is caving a little bit more because there's like more space at the bottom to pack out than there is up here at the top, because there's all this organization up here at the top. And then I like that though, that this opens up a little bit more and gives you a view inside of it. Jester does that as well, but it's a little less like open at the bottom here. The Borealis seems like it's a little bit wider, whereas the Jester is a little bit, has a little bit more depth to it. So this Heim Planet packing cube doesn't go in quite as easily, but it still goes in. These two at the top go in nicely as well. However, again, with both of these bags, if you're utilizing the front organization, that's gonna bow out quite a bit, and even a little bit more so on the Jester. So there you have it. I hope this video was helpful. That is the North Face Borealis versus the North Face Jester. These are both the 2021 versions. And thank you for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We will see you in the next video.